Hey guys, DRush2-in-1 here to give you part 6 of the tutorial series for the speedrun of Final Fantasy IV Paladin run. Today we're going to go up through the Antlion fight. So we're going to quickly change our rows, and we're going to move Rydia to where Tella is, Tella to where Cecil is, and then do a change. So that puts us in the correct state for whenever Edward comes into the party, and we don't have to do any more party shifts from now on until we get to the Mylon Z fight, when we shift everybody to a different row. That's because of a back attack, and we'll get more into that when we get to the Mylon Z fight. So this split really doesn't have anything special in it. The only fight that you're going to partake in is the Antlion fight. That's not different than most fights, or most splits in general, because you're just going to run away from any random encounters. But the Antlion fight itself is actually pretty simple. You should just need 3 or 4 dancing daggers. Antlion can counterattack any physical attacks, but because we're not actually doing a physical attack, we're throwing an item at him, it counts as a projectile, and because of that, he's not going to counterattack. So whenever he does damage, it's in the 1 to 5 range generally. So as long as you have Rydia with, like, say 4 HP or more, like, you're probably pretty safe in this fight. I am going to show you where the life potion is, because if Rydia happened to have died in the previous fight, you would need to use a life potion to heal her up. That's not the same for if Cecil did. If Cecil happened to have died in the previous fight, you can actually leave him dead. You do leave yourself a little bit open to back attacks or surprise attacks, because he does have the most HP, so he's most likely to survive those encounters. But if you feel like playing a little risky, you could leave Cecil dead and just use Rydia and Edward. They're your damage dealers anyway. Cecil's going to parry out the fights. And getting Edward more experience is not bad. He's actually going to have more HP for the later Fabul Gauntlet. So that's kind of the strategies you can take later on. But right now we have everybody alive, so we're just going to go through a normal strategy. And it's just a little bit more mashing through here. So in the Tella and Edward fight, you can't actually do anything, so that's a good time to sit back, relook at your notes, take a break, however you want to spend the about 30 seconds that fight's going to take. Then you're going to have a little bit of mashing here, and then you're going to get on the hovercraft, and you're going to head to the Antlion cave. Okay, now that we got the hovercraft, we're going to head up and to the right. There's these little shoals that you can actually go over with the hovercraft. So we're going to go up and to the right and then immediately come back down, and that's the Antlion cave. And overstepped a little bit, but that's fine. Once again, I'm not worried about step route on this one. There is a particular seed you can get where the step count does matter quite a bit more, but for now it's not a big deal. And you notice Rydia has 9 HP, Cecil has 20. We're actually not worried about Cecil's death at this point. So one of the things you could do with Cecil this low on HP is you could actually have him self-attack next fight. That would save you 1 turn for the parry and spread out the experience more to Edward. And that's something you could do. We're not going to do that. We're just going to show you as a standard fight to kind of give you a more similar look to what you're usually going to see. You notice we just picked up the life potion right there. So you can skip this generally, like, especially where we're at right now. Rydia has high enough HP and Edward does too, so you wouldn't need to pick up the life potion. But you could decide to do it as a safety strat to have as a life potion for the later Fabul Gauntlet as well. It's not likely to be useful in that case, but it is something you could do. Alright, so now we're to the Antlion fight. And once again, Antlion will counter any physical attack you do, but because we're using the Dancing Dagger, we don't actually have any physical attacks. He has 1000 HP. Our low roll of the Dancing Dagger is 256, and our high roll is around 400. So if we got 3 attacks of, say, 333, then we'd be able to kill him in 3 hits. So we move the Dancing Dagger on Edward. Okay, 256, that's likely we're going to have 4 attacks. Yeah, we're definitely going to have 4 attacks. So we parry for Cecil, and then we're going to use Dancing Dagger again for Edward, and Dancing Dagger for Rydia, and that's going to complete the fight. So as you can see, that's pretty straightforward. He did very little damage. He only did 4 HP to Edward. You could use a little bit of run buffering here to make sure that you get your attacks off quicker, and if you get a little lucky, you can kill him in 3 hits, which saves you 1 turn. But overall, that's the fight. Nothing special to it, so kind of just however you want to go about it. You're just throwing Dancing Daggers. If you want to kill Cecil, great. If not, just go forward. So that was Split 6. Next one, we're going to get up to Mount Fabul right before the Mom Bomb fight. And so hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later.